This one hurt a little. Hello, my little filmer dudes. Thank you for joining me on my journey to watch every TV show ever created. Not really, but we are gonna get close. The Miniature Wife, starring Elizabeth Banks and Matthew McFadyen. This is an adaptation of the short story, The Miniature Wife. I had no idea that the short story existed. I didn't read the short story. I did research about what the short story is, how it starts, how it begins, how it ends. Don't like it. But I didn't know that before starting the show. I thought this was like a new take on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Honey, I Shrunk Us, Honey, I Shrunk You. And honestly, there was a phenomenal opportunity for them to say that line, to say that anything, even though this is an adaptation, a TV adaptation of the short story, The Miniature Wife, they really could have at least had like a nod to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with something like that, because this is very Honey, I Shrunk the Kids coded. And I absolutely love shrinking media. I know the Ant-Man stories are not necessarily for everybody, but I absolutely love Ant-Man 1 and 2. 3, worst MCU movie ever made. But anything where anybody shrinks down or gets shrunk or there's this tiny person, I don't know why. Is it because I am 5'5" myself? Possibly. But I just think that like just shrinking and growing and that power, that ability is so cool. It is so freaking cool. Would I have that ability myself? Probably not. But if I did, I would use it to the best of my ability, if you will. Here's the thing with The Miniature Wife. It sucks because you are led to believe it is going to be about one thing and it is actually not. Truly, honestly, this show is the toughest watch in a very long time. And if it weren't for Matthew McFadyen and Elizabeth Banks, I think this would be like a lot lower. But Elizabeth Banks and Matthew McFadyen, mostly Elizabeth Banks makes this material work. And it's funny because you're like, Elizabeth Banks is not acting bad. She's not doing anything awful. She's actually on fire because she's Elizabeth Banks. You just realize, maybe it's just me because I've done stage plays before. It's just to me, you just realize she is just acting. Never once does Matthew McFadyen or Elizabeth Banks become Les and Lindy. And that's not because of the acting, that's not because of the directing. It's because the material is so bad. The scripts are so insanely awful. The dialogue is surprising. They saved all of the best bits for all of the promotional material. I will say that a lot of these line readings are done from okay to great. It varies from person to person. It's just one of those things where you can't really pinpoint one single person or one single character. Just everybody at the same time contributes to the awfulness of the show. Not to mention, the two leads are narcissistic as hell. Both of them are pretty awful individuals. And as a writer, Lindy does something that just I thought was unfreaking forgivable. This is just an episode 1. And let me tell you that Levi and I managed to watch 2 full episodes before we decided this is stupid and we don't want to watch this. I, being the TV watcher that I am, decided I would like to know what happens at least. And that's the thing, there's a lot of good things in this, and I think on paper this looked really good, just in the execution, it's just really not good. Execution is bad. So what I decided to do is I decided to watch the finale episode, or at least I started to, because the recap, I was like, hold on, what now? What now? So I had to go back from 10 all the way to down to freaking 3 to find that answer. Apparently the answer I was looking for was in episode 3, kind of 4. But I rewatched those recaps, skimmed other episodes, and actually watched like different scenes from different episodes just to get the story. And the fact that the recaps were enough for me to go back, tell Levi, you will never believe what happens. It's incredible. And it's not that like, it's not stuff that I'm trying to make you like, oh, you're never gonna believe what happens. It is bad things. The things that each person does is psych ward level. It is like criminal, you need to be put in jail level. And the fact there are no ramifications for anybody's actions. And I mean, awful things happen to animals, to people. The two main leads, you think that this story, because the story is setting up that they are fighting for the relationship, absolutely not. They are fighting each other. Literally, they're trying to kill each other every single freaking episode. And it's just one of those things where you're asking all of us to watch 10 episodes of this when this could have been 6 to 8 episodes because this material is really freaking awful. They're 40-minute episodes too? My God, make a movie. Just make it a movie. So many good elements in this, and this could have been a very good show. I just don't like the execution and how things happened. It was dumb, it was stupid, and they tried to excuse cheating in this by saying it was an emotional cheating. I still think that is not okay, and I don't appreciate whenever shows include cheating. All in all, I think The Miniature Wife is pretty good on paper, but pretty bad in the execution. And I think The Miniature Wife is a skip. You can skip it. 4.3 out of 10 should tell you enough. It is not a good watch. I stopped watching it after 2 episodes, and again, I only decided to watch the recaps, and I got the entire story in the recaps. Oh my God, like it's so cliche and obvious where things were going and blah, blah, blah. So that should tell you enough about this show. It's not a good watch. It's not worth it. Skip it. So there you go. My social media links are in the description. My social media links are in the description below, and I will see you next time. You've just been Montified.